Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Remy. If you're new here, hello. So I'm doing a book versus movie video. I did this with The Hating Game and it seemed like people like it, so I wanted to continue the series. So today I'm doing Coraline. So in the last video, I separated it from the book, the movie, and then comparing the two. I feel like that structure is hard for me with this book because I watched the movie first and then I read the book, and I like them both in very different ways. I am going to try my best to say things about this book because they are extremely similar, but this book is kind of like reading deleted scenes from the movie, and because the movie follows almost the exact same dialogue with the parts that they put in the movie. This book is pretty creepy, so when they made it a movie, they wanted to make it a PG kids movie, so they made it not as creepy in the movie and made it more childish. They put more colors in it because everything in this book is pretty, when it comes to the vibe, I would say is dull. Not that the book is bad or anything, but you're in London. It's for a lot of the chapters it's raining or it's foggy. The vibe is very dull, and she has to wear gray clothes to her school. So I'm editing this right now, and the word I was looking for was muted, not dull. I feel like dull sounds bad, and that's why I was trying to over-explain what I was trying to say, but it's just muted. The color scheme for this book would be dull colors, like a dull purple, a very muted purple, muted dark purple, muted blues, grays, whites, blacks. It would be all the colors would be super muted. That's I don't know, that's how I think about it in my head. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The book isn't bad. In the book, she only goes to the other world once, and in the movie she goes twice before she realizes it's a bad place. I think one of the ways they made it less scary and more kid-friendly is when she first went into the other world in the movie, the other mother looked exactly like her mother. But in the book, the other mother doesn't ever look exactly like her mother. A woman stood in the kitchen with her back to Coraline. She looked a little like Coraline's mother, only her skin was as white as paper, only she was taller and thinner. Only her fingers were too long and they never stopped moving, and the hair, and her dark red fingernails were curved and sharp. So basically the skinny, pale, skeletal looking thing the other mother turns into towards the end of the movie is what the other mother looks like the entire time throughout the book. So once Coraline notices that and all the other kind of off things about the other world, she's like, no. I'm just gonna never come back here, thanks. And then that's when her parents get kidnapped, how it does in the movie. One interesting thing that they left out in the movie that they put in the book is that the Pink Palace, which they don't call it that in the book, but the Pink Palace has actually 4 apartments instead of just the 3. So in the middle area where Coraline's apartment is, there's another one next to it. And they talk about it in the book, where the little door goes to. She talks about how, that was probably to the other apartment. The apartments are either down or up, so what apartment is it going to, right? So they don't touch on that in the movie. They just kind of say, oh yeah, that's bricked up from the separation between the apartments, but what apartment is there, right? So in the book, they use the other apartment as a setting in the book, where the other mother tricks Coraline into thinking there's a ghost eye in there. She goes in there, and the other father's in the basement of that apartment, ready to attack her, I guess is what the other mother was trying to do. But as we know in the movie, the other father ends up helping her, which does happen in the book, but in a different scene. With her only going into the other world once in the book instead of twice like they do in the movie. The Coraline in the book doesn't get the 3 joys or whatever the other mother calls it, or gifts or something, where you know how like in the movie she has the garden, she has the circus, and then she has the theater thing. In the book, she doesn't have any of that. So when she has to go and find a ghost eyes, she doesn't get a hint at all. She just kind of has to walk around what she knows the other mother created and try to find them. And the ghost eyes in the book are just little gray marbles instead of like little pieces of the world like it is in the movie. What I do love about this book is the illustrations. Like, just look how good they are. It like adds to the atmospheric vibe of the creepiness of the book, and it's just so good. My favorite one is Mr. Bobo's illustration. So that's another difference that they did from the movie to the book. In the movie, the crazy old drunk guy upstairs is named Mr. Bobinski, but in the book his name is Mr. Bobo. And Coraline like rarely ever talks to him until he said, "Oh hi, like Caroline, the mice tell you not to go in through the door," right?
The mice asked me to give you message.
That's the only time she talks to him in this book, and she just thinks he's a crazy old drunk man, so she doesn't listen to him. And then the next time she talks to him is when like she's in the other world and she has to go get the ghost eye from him. So that's the other Mr. Bobo, and it's just a very creepy illustration. I think Neil did a great job with this book. This is also the newer cover, and I love it so much. The movie, on the other hand, I watched it first before I read the book, and it is so good. I highly recommend anyone to watch it or read this book. And they just give different vibes, like, because it's supposed to be a kids movie. That movie is more like fun and like colorful. In the book, Coraline's more like chill. She wants to just explore and find new things and stuff like that. And oh, I didn't talk about how Wybie's not in the book, and neither is the doll, which I knew Wybie wasn't in the book because they give Wybie in the movie so Coraline has somebody to talk to, so she's not talking to herself. You're in her head in this. I thought the doll would be a big plot point because they talk about how the doll is how she sees their lives in the movie, so I thought it would still be in the book, but it's not, which is interesting to me. I can't put one of these over the other. They're just so different experiences that you have to experience both, and I like them both. I like them the same but in different ways. Oh, and look at this. This is what the key looks like in the book rather than like the little button thing. I think it's so cool because it's like a very old key, so it's like, you know, it gives the spooky vibes that she's been there for a long ass time. Oh, I hope you guys like this video. All my socials will be linked down in the description. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, or if you want to continue this series with me. Comment if you have any books you would like me to read and then watch the movie. I think that's it. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye!